Alright, quick little disclaimer before I start this video. I did not get paid by anybody to make this video. I gotta say that now because it's YouTube in 2018. I didn't get paid by anybody. Nobody said, hey, I'll pay you money if you say this about our company or whatever. That did not happen for this video. I just strictly am super excited for All In. I couldn't be more happy that it's literally like 20 minutes away from my house. I'm just that excited for All In that I wanted to make videos, and I wanted to make videos that were going to help people that are flying in from different states, different countries, whatever. You know, give kind of like a perspective of someone who lives in this area and knows this area for, you know, for the most part pretty well. And that's what this video is about. Also, it's very windy and very cold, and this is my spring break, and even though today's the first day of spring, it doesn't feel like it. So if the wind screws up the audio, I apologize. I try to do my best and find a spot that wasn't that bad, but I really wanted to make this video and I only got like a few days left. I don't have a watch on. Let's get started with the video. So All In was finally announced for Chicago. Now you're probably thinking, what are you doing? It's not in Chicago, you're wrong, you're doing what WWE does. You say it's in Chicago when it's really in Rosemont. People don't know where Hoffman Estates is. But I know where Hoffman Estates is because it's literally, this is it. That's the Sears Center. It's gonna happen in that building right there in September. And I couldn't be more excited. And this is going to be basically trying to help you if you're flying in from Canada, if you're flying in from South Carolina, California, New York, I don't know where you're flying in from. Just trying to help out the fans because I live in this area and, you know, I had the opportunity to make a video right in front of the place it's actually happening. So we're going to start out by saying that if you don't know already, All In, the actual show, is on Saturday, September 1st. Labor Day weekend. It's a good opportunity to fly in, you know, for the weekend if you haven't already, or you know, you wanted to book your hotel or anything like that. Speaking of hotel, there's tons of hotels in this area. There's tons of hotels in the Schaumburg area where the convention is taking place. There's also tons of hotels by the airport, O'Hare Airport, which is the airport I kind of recommend you fly into. If you find a cheaper flight at Midway, just know that that's closer to downtown Chicago. You're gonna have a lot more crazy, you know, time to drive out of there and stuff like that, just personally from experience. So that's something to look into. If you're flying into O'Hare Airport, that is right across the street from the famous Allstate Arena. Yes, the famous Allstate Arena in Rosemont, another place that's good enough to stay there. That's a good area to stay because not only are you about, I'd say maybe 30 minutes from right here where I'm standing, which is something you need to prepare for because this traffic, I'm looking at I-90 right now, this traffic is the worst. So plan for, you know, add an extra 20 minutes to your thing so what you get there early. So Rosemont is a pretty good spot to, you know, I guess stay at and not only fly in because, you know, the airport's right there, but it's about halfway between this place right here and the ProWrestlingTees store. If you're going all the way to Chicago or whatever, Hoffman Estates, whatever. If you're coming all the way here for an event and you're a wrestling fan and you're going to a wrestling event, you're gonna want to check out the ProWrestlingTees store. That store is gonna be packed that weekend, but you're gonna want to check it out because it is awesome. Now, if you want to stay near the convention or if you're staying in the Schaumburg area, right behind me is the home of the Starrcast convention going alongside All In, the Hyatt Regency in Schaumburg, Illinois, right across the street from actually an Olive Garden, but right across the street from Woodfield Mall, right next to I-90. So if you're staying here or if you're just going to the convention, there is a lot of parking, so you're good on that for guest parking, so you don't have to worry about paying anything. Lots of parking spots, good amount of restaurants just in this area. Longhorn Steakhouse, Olive Garden I'm looking at. Obviously the mall is right across the street, which I'll get to in a little bit. So there we go, Starrcast happening right there in that building. Podcasts, meet and greets, autographs, pictures, I'm sure a ton of merch, all in that building right there. So that is the Hyatt Regency. That's where Starrcast, the convention, is taking place, with the podcasts and the meet and greets and the pictures and the merch and all kinds of stuff that's happening there. That's going to be on Thursday, Friday, Saturday before the event, and then Sunday. So I do want to say that for the information related to Starrcast and All In, you can go check out their Twitter. They have 2 Twitters. Obviously the All In Twitter, which everyone's following, but it's Starrcast18 and Starrcast Travel, which they have been super helpful for anyone that has a question. If you have a question about travel, if you have a question about, you know, the event itself, go hit them up on Twitter. Go follow them on Twitter if you're going to this event, because you're going to want to, you know, see their tweets and get their information that they're tweeting. And obviously, you know, the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes and the All In account itself. All right, so they call it a Windy City for a reason, even though we're outside of the Windy City. We're in Schaumburg, Illinois right now. Right behind me is Woodfield Mall, right across the street from the Hyatt Regency, where Starrcast is taking place. So if you're staying in this area, if you're staying at the Hyatt Regency, you're gonna have a lot of stuff to do. You got a bunch of food, you got a bunch of places, a bunch of stores, whatever. Woodfield Mall is a huge mall. You got, you know, your restaurants, you got Cheesecake Factory, you got A&W Root Beer, like your little fast food place, you got McDonald's, you got a whole bunch of stuff. They don't have a food court. They're building it, so hopefully by September they have a food court. I mean, you got the Hot Topic, obviously Hot Topic. You got all your Bullet Club stuff, hopefully all your All In stuff. You got your New Japan stuff. This is 20 minutes away from the Sears Center if you take I-90. And if you take side roads, it's a little bit longer. All right, so I wanted to add this in. So inside that mall is Garrett's Popcorn. If you've never been to Chicago before, Garrett's Popcorn is a must. If you're a popcorn person, if you like cheddar, if you like caramel, if you like both, that's the Chicago mix, the Garrett's mix, whatever you want to call it. Garrett's Popcorn inside that mall right there. Definitely check it out. So if you're driving from a different place, if you're renting a car when you get to the airport, you're going to want to kind of like plan this out, because you could take I-90, but you need to pay tolls. So you're gonna need change, and just hope that you don't go through the I-pass lane, which is in the middle. Go to the right side, throw your change in the bucket, give your money to the person that's there, and you know, that's something to, you know, plan for, because that's gonna be the fastest route to get from the Pro Wrestling Tees store to the airport, to Schaumburg, to here. That's going to be the fastest way. Again, add a lot of time to your route, because you never know what's going to happen with driving, especially on that road right there. But if you're not a fan of paying money to drive on a road, then you can take 72 and 58. Those are 2 roads you're going to want to, you know, remember. 72 being Higgins Road, another name to remember, and then 58 being Golf Road. It's going to get you from here to the Starrcast like event and convention. So definitely keep those 2 in mind and write those down in your, you know, little notepad on your phone. So if you're looking at a map and you're not going downtown Chicago, the closest you're going to get to Chicago is the Pro Wrestling Tees store. Next to that is going to be Rosemont for the airport. Next to that is going to be Schaumburg for the Starrcast event, and if you're staying there for a hotel or whatever. And then next, the farthest away from Chicago you're going to be is right here at that building right there, Sears Center and Hoffman Estates. So around the airport, there's gonna be a bunch of restaurants and stuff to pick from if you're looking for something around there. When you get closer, when you get to Schaumburg, there is a ton of stuff. Right across the street from the convention, there is a mall. And that mall has a ton of stuff in it, like I explained earlier. And right down the street from the Hyatt Regency Hotel is a TGI Fridays, because that is the Young Bucks and Cody Rhodes and the Bullet Club, the Elite, whatever you want to call them. That is their favorite Japanese restaurant. So that place is going to be packed that night and that weekend. Other things around here are a Main Event gaming place. I believe that's kind of like a Dave & Buster's type situation. There's also Chipotle, Buffalo Wild Wings, Rookies, which is a cool sports bar. That's a good place to go to. I've been there many times before. There's the Subway. There's also a Red Robin. And if you're staying in this area, there's a Dunkin' Donuts. Get yourself some coffee and donuts and, you know, start off your morning off right, I guess. So that is going to be it for this video. I hope it helps somebody out. If you have any questions or anything that you want to ask me specifically, you could ask them in the comments down below. If you want anything for me to address in a second video, by all means, leave them in the comments down below, and I'm definitely going to make a video probably around May when we know more information. Like I said, this is only the information that I know as of right now, and pretty much like my perspective being someone who lives so close to this event. That's how excited I am for All In. That's happening Labor Day weekend. I'm literally driving all the way back home just for this event. This is my WrestleMania, if you will, because of how big of a deal it is and how invested I am in the show. And I'm super excited. Look for more videos about All In and, you know, for the months to come. Talk to you guys in the next one.